Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the Newshour at 9 and I am Swati Joshi. The BJP today unleashed its Brahmastra in the Delhi Dangal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This clearly shows how important this small in size but a political heavyweight Delhi is for the political parties. Once a battleground of Congress and BJP, Delhi has now become literally the home of the Aam Aadmi Party. In the Lok Sabha elections, while the BJP managed to win all 7 seats of Delhi, the assembly election remains a challenge because it always used to be Kejriwal versus who. So with Prime Minister Modi launching a blistering attack on the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi and AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal, of course without naming him, has it become Modi versus Kejriwal? With the Congress also trying very hard to make it a triangular fight, will Rahul Gandhi step in now? That only time will tell. But coming back to what the Prime Minister said today, he equated AAP with Apada. He accused the AAP government not implementing the central government schemes in Delhi like the Ayushman Bharat scheme. He called them Kattar Beimaan, who instead of working for the upliftment of the people of Delhi, built sheeshmahal for themselves. And then came a point-by-point rebuttal by Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal, who said 39 minutes in his 43-minute speech, Prime Minister abused people and the government elected by them with massive mandate. He said that the BJP only abuses, but the Aam Aadmi Party delivers. Listen into the war of words.
अन्ना हजारे जी को सामने करके कुछ कट्टर बेईमान लोगों ने दिल्ली को आपदा में धकेल दिया। एक तो चोरी, ऊपर से सीना चोरी। ये आपदा दिल्ली पर आई है और इसलिए दिल्ली वालों ने आपदा के विरुद्ध जंग छेड़ दी है। दिल्ली का वोटर दिल्ली को आपदा से मुक्त करने की ठान चुका है। दिल्ली का हर नागरिक कह रहा है, आपदा को नहीं सहेंगे, बदल के रहेंगे।
आपदा दिल्ली में नहीं आई, आपदा भाजपा में आई हुई है। 3 तरह की आपदा भाजपा में आई हुई है। पहली आपदा, भाजपा के पास सीएम चेहरा नहीं है। दूसरी आपदा, भाजपा के पास नैरेटिव नहीं है, उन्हें पता ही नहीं चुनाव किस मुद्दे पे लड़ना है। तीसरी आपदा, भाजपा के पास कोई भी एजेंडा नहीं है इस चुनाव के लिए। तो 3 आपदा भाजपा के अंदर आई हुई है।
साथियों, देश भली भांति जानता है कि मोदी ने कभी अपने लिए घर नहीं बनाया, लेकिन बीते 10 वर्षों में 4 करोड़ से अधिक गरीबों के घर उनका सपना पूरा किया है। मैं भी कोई शीश महल बना सकता था, लेकिन मेरे लिए तो मेरे देशवासियों को पक्का घर मिले, यही एक सपना था।
2700 करोड़ रुपए का अपने लिए घर बनाने वाला, 8400 करोड़ रुपए के हवाई जहाज में घूमने वाला, 10 लाख रुपए के सूट पहनने वाला व्यक्ति, उसके मुंह से शीश महल की बातें अच्छी नहीं लगती। मैं व्यक्तिगत आरोप प्रत्यारोप में नहीं जाना चाहता, मैं गाली गलौज की राजनीति नहीं करता, मैं व्यक्तिगत आक्षेप नहीं करता, ये मैं भी कर सकता हूं। मैंने काम इतने किए हैं 10 साल के अंदर, मैं अपने कामों की राजनीति करना चाहता हूं, गाली गलौज की राजनीति मैं नहीं करता।
Now this clearly shows stakes are quite high for both. No wonder it's been raining sops for Delhiites ahead of Delhi elections. Let's in fact explain to you why there is such a fierce fight over schemes and remedies. We are going to break it down into numbers and then explain what's at stake for both the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Sample this. Now, Aam Aadmi Party has promised Mahila Samman Yojana. Let's tell you how the Mahila vote was crucial for the Aam Aadmi Party in the last Delhi elections. 60% voted for Aam Aadmi Party, 35% voted for BJP, and only 3% voted for the Congress. Second scheme, the Pradhan Mantri today spoke about it. He gave a big push to Swabhiman Yojana for the economically weaker section. Now, 61% of the poor in the last polls voted for the Aam Aadmi Party, while 33% voted for the BJP. Congress only got 4% of this pie. Aam Aadmi Party has also promised the Ambedkar Samman Scholarship in the national capital polls. 54% of the youth in the last elections voted for the Aam Aadmi Party. 40% voted for the BJP, and Congress got only 4% of the youth vote. Now that we've broken down the arithmetic behind the revdies and outreach, let's tell you what our legitimate question is. Now, based on the numbers that we just broke down for you, that is why these schemes and revdies are being announced. Our legitimate question tonight is, who will get voters' ka Ashirwad? While both sides are promising schemes and revdies, who will the voters bless?
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Let's open up the debate and go across to our guests. We're joined by Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have Smita Prakash, Editor ANI, on the panel with us, along with Tehseen Poonawala, Political Analyst, Akshay Marathe, National Spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Ravi Srivastav, Political Analyst, and Dr. Suman Siraman, also a Political Analyst. Thank you very much for joining us. Akshay Marathe, I want to begin with you. How is it gali galoch ki politics if the Aam Aadmi Party is being reminded of unfulfilled promises? How is it about abusing the Aam Aadmi Party if pertinent questions are being asked about the promises that you made and remain unfulfilled?
Swati ji, thank you for having me on your show. I want to start off by saying that the Prime Minister's attacks on the Aam Aadmi Party over an alleged sheeshmahal don't sit quite right with anybody who is aware that 2,700 crore rupees are being spent on constructing the Prime Minister's new residential complex along with his office complexes. 5,400 crore rupees have been spent on buying a private jet for the Prime Minister. He has been spotted wearing Maybach sunglasses, Bulgari sunglasses. He has worn a suit with 10 lakh, which has cost 10 lakh rupees, with his name, written all across his clothing. So somebody like that, who's very much into personal vanity, is into his personal fashion, lives a very extravagant life, should not raise fingers on others, because as we have learned from when we were children, people living in glass houses should not throw stones at others. So let's put that aside. Why did we say that this was a speech full of gali galoch and not a positive agenda? Because Aam Aadmi Party has already announced several promises for Delhi. We are a party that believes in giving a vision, a roadmap. We said that every senior citizen above the age of 60 will receive free healthcare, whether in private or public hospitals. We said every woman in Delhi will get 2,100 rupees as a Mahila Samman Rashi. We said that rickshawalas will get health insurance and 1 lakh rupees for the wedding of their children. We have given a positive agenda based on the work that we have done as well. We have talked about the fact that we went from 24,000 classrooms in Delhi's government schools to now having 46,000 classrooms. We went from having 9,000 beds in public hospitals to now having 13,000 hospitals.
Okay.
So we are on the one hand talking about our work and on the other hand giving a positive agenda. The BJP, with only 1 month left now for the elections, has not said what it is going to do for the people of Delhi. What is the BJP's promise? What is the BJP's agenda? Who is their chief minister's face? So there is a real
a lot of questions you've asked. Akshay Marathe, I'll have to ask you then, what is a party like yours, which has in fact named itself the Aam Aadmi Party? Why is it spending on sheeshmahal? Also tell me, why is it that a party like yours, the Aam Aadmi Party, waited for the Supreme Court to pull up the government and to say that if you can spend 1,100 crore rupees on ads in 3 years, you can certainly pay for the infrastructure projects, they can be financed. And after the Supreme Court pulled up your government, it agreed to pay dues for the Delhi-Meerut Rapid Rail project. Since you talk about, investing in infrastructure and all the promises that you fulfilled, can you please also answer why did the Delhi High Court wrap up the government for not upgrading the city's infrastructure when the 3 IAS aspirants died due to waterlogging? Did the Delhi High Court also not lash out at the Aam Aadmi Party for its failure to provide textbooks and stationery and other items to students in MCD schools? And did the Aam Aadmi Party government's, declaration of the schemes, of the announcement, were they not disowned by respective government departments by issuing public notices saying, these are fraudulent activities taking place? Were the courts also indulging in gali galoch ki politics?
Swati, we respect the courts of this country. It is their job to keep the executive in check, and they are doing their job. We are happy about it. But let me tell you what we have done on infrastructure. It's a good question you ask. People of Delhi deserve to know the answer. We have built 6,500 kilometers in new sewer lines that was originally flowing into the Yamuna. We have installed 3 lakh CCTV cameras. We have installed 4 lakh street lights in the streets of Delhi. We have built 3 new hospitals. I request the viewers who are watching to Google these 3 hospitals: Buradi Hospital, Ambedkar Nagar Hospital, and Dwarka Hospital.
Okay.
Just look at the world-class hospital.
Akshay Marathi, you also have to answer. You also have to answer when questions are asked on unfulfilled promises. You also have to answer when, the court was not just keeping your government in check, but also hitting out, basically reminding the Aam Aadmi Party government of a shoddy job done. Then let me also remind you, has the promise of 24-hour pure piped water to be made available to every household fulfilled? Is Yamuna clean? Is it rejuvenated as was promised by your government? What about Delhi being made garbage and debris free?
Yeah, all great questions, Swati ji. We had promised free electricity to people of Delhi. People of Delhi are getting 200 units of free electricity. We had promised free water. People of Delhi are getting free water. We had promised
Akshay Marathe. Akshay Marathe, like I said, every time.
Let me finish also.
You're the only one who's speaking, sir. You're the only one. This is almost like a one-on-one which is happening. Yet you are complaining. Look at all the other panelists. Very patiently they are waiting. No, every time a question is raised and fingers are pointed at the shoddy job done, you cannot just counter it with free. Revdis were declared, Revdis were promised, Revdis were fulfilled. Now let me bring in our other panelists. Let me bring in Sanju Verma. First up, no, 1 second please. First up, Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, the allegation is that BJP does not have a face. BJP does not have an agenda. All that the Bharatiya Janata Party does is to abuse Arvind Kejriwal, abuse Aam Aadmi Party.
Swati, first and foremost, let me make this very clear. वो जो हिंदी में कहावत है ना, हाथी के दांत खाने के और दिखाने के और, Arvind Kejriwal epitomizes that, and I say this because I don't think anyone has forgotten that Kejriwal called Prime Minister Modi a coward and a psychopath, and he refused to delete that post of his, despite people saying that it was in very poor taste. तो यहाँ बैठकर जब आम आदमी पार्टी के प्रवक्ता भाजपा को नैतिकता पर भाषण देते हैं, I would just like to tell them that धूल चेहरे पर थी आपके और आप आईना हमें साफ करने के लिए कह रहे हैं. But anyway, beyond semantics, let me just say this. I heard the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson rattling out, हमने ये किया, हमने वो किया, फलाना किया, धमकीना किया. I think the biggest premise on which the Aam Aadmi Party came to power was, हम कट्टर ईमानदार हैं, हम राजनीति बदलने आए हैं. We've come in to bring transformation in positive sense of the term. And your audience needs to listen to this. Arvind Kejriwal out on bail, Manish Sisodia out on bail, Sanjay Singh out on bail, Satinder Jain out on bail, Somnath Bharti out on bail, Naresh Balyan out on bail, Naresh Yadav out on bail, Sandeep Kumar out on bail, Sharad Chauhan out on bail, Prakash Jarwal out on bail, Jitendra Singh Tomar out on bail, Akhilesh Tripathi out on bail, Dinesh Mohania out on bail, Vijay Singla out on bail, Manoj Kumar out on bail, Bhaggu Valla out on bail, Raman Swamy out on bail, Gulab Singh Yadav out on bail. And these are not some Lallu Panju type of leaders. या तो ये पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री हैं, पूर्व मिनिस्टर्स रह चुके हैं, या करंट एमएलएस हैं, या पूर्व एमएलएस एंड एमएलसीज रह चुके हैं. So this is the top brass of the Aam Aadmi Party, 99.98% out on bail. Okay. तो पहली बात, corruption is not a premise that the Aam Aadmi Party can speak of. They wax eloquent on television debates, but इनका anti-corruption stance सिर्फ television debates तक ही सीमित हो चुका है.
कट्टर बेईमान. Respond, Akshay Marathe. कट्टर बेईमान.
If Aam Aadmi Party had committed even a single rupee's worth of corruption today, I would have been sitting here as the BJP spokesperson, and Sanju Verma.
Sir, the courts will decide that.
Because
Sir, the courts will decide.
Arey, bhai, why don't you let me speak? What is your compulsion and interruption?
There is no compulsion. When you are saying that you would not be sitting here, sir, that is not the ultimate truth and the ultimate judgment. It will come from the courts.
Whenever
Sanju
you are
Verma,
done,
all she did was she was pointing out how the top brass is on bail.
Give me 1 minute of time.
Yes.
With uninterrupted. There are several hundred examples in India today where people like Ajit Pawar, Himanta Biswa Sarma, Suvendu Adhikari, all of these people were accused of corruption by the Bharatiya Janata Party and now sitting in their laps. That is the reality that India is living in. We don't have a rule of law, unfortunately.
No, 1 second. Let him finish now.
BJP believes in embracing corruption. If Aam Aadmi Party was also corrupt like these other parties are, we would have joined the NDA, we would have joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. The fact that we have survived and not even a single court of law, mind you, has convicted a single member of the Aam Aadmi Party for corruption.
Yes, they have not been exonerated also. They have not been exonerated also. Let me bring in Smita Prakash. Smita Prakash, is this Nele Pe Dehla that we are witnessing?
Cases go on for very long. If they had any evidence against...
Okay. Akshay Marathi, please. Smita now.
Thank you, Swati. I just heard the spokesperson, saying that we are giving free electricity, free bus ride, free water subsidy. All this is fine. The fact is that everybody is now going to be offering these. Now, this whole concept of revdies is, I think, history. Everybody is going to be giving doles. But it has to come out of a budget. It just can't come out of thin air. You can't depend on grants all the time and borrowing money. You've gone into the first time, I think, revenue deficit, which has happened. And in a place like Delhi, now the government is dependent on loans and grants, and its earnings are coming, which used to be from VAT. That's not happening. And after 20 years, I think it's going to be extremely difficult. And I think, the Prime Minister coming out all guns blazing today against Arvind Kejriwal, where he said that, we are building more houses. And then he told the audience that, you are Modi, aap Modi hain, aap jaake bataiye logon ko ki main ghar banaunga aap logon ke liye, and things like that. And then Kejriwal coming back and saying that, Mr. Modi he's a liar. And he said that they are the party which has been demolishing juggies. So very personalized battle, and I think the next couple of weeks are going to be extremely sharp campaigning done by everybody. And it remains to be seen. I think this whole focus on it's going to shift from corruption, though he said Aapda, Prime Minister punning on the word Aap, talked about Aapda, but I think a lot of it is going to be concentrated on the Juggi Jhopdi colonies of Delhi. That is where, the Dalit plus Muslims, they constitute about 30% of the electorate of Delhi, and which is being the Aam Aadmi Party's stronghold. But now the Congress has come in and they have put up very strong candidates. So I am more keen on seeing how the Congress battles rather than, Modi
that exactly was going to be my next question to Tehseen Poonawalla. Where is Congress at the moment? Even if you call all of this optics, just look at the optics. It's a Zabardast fight at the moment between the BJP and the AAP.
Good evening, Swati. Happy New Year to Sanju, Smita ji, Dr. Raman, Akshay, and to all your viewers, and of course Ravi. Hi. 2 or 3 things. The fight in Delhi is between the Congress and the BJP. I think the Aam Aadmi Party, there are certain questions that the Aam Aadmi Party needs to answer. Now, very humbly, let me ask Akshay a few questions. First, Akshay, I quote you, I wrote it down. You said Ambedkar Nagar Hospital Aam Aadmi Party built. No, Akshay, and I want your viewers to Google, just as you asked in 2 years. In 2019, Ghulam Nabi Azad, as the UPA chairperson, led the foundation stone for the Ambedkar Nagar Hospital. ANI, in fact, covered it, so did Times Now. And not just that, it was supposed to have been launched in 2017. It got delayed under your government. Now, that's not the issue. Let's come to the issue. Akshay, forget the unfulfilled promises in Delhi. I will understand that the LG is obstructing. Let us accept that. What stops you from fulfilling the promises in Punjab? For example, the 1,000 rupees that you promised to give women in Punjab, 2.5 years as your government, you haven't been able to give the women those 1,000 rupees. Number 2, the Sanjeevani Yojana that the Honorable Chief Minister Atishi ji speaks about, you haven't even notified it in the cabinet. Surely the LG cannot block you in the cabinet from notifying it. Thirdly, I heard the Honorable ex-Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, for whose liberty, by the way, I fought. He's saying that Delhi BJP does not have a face, the opposition does not have a face. Who's the face of Aam Aadmi Party? Is it Arvind Kejriwal ji? If it is Arvind Kejriwal ji, how is Arvind Kejriwal ji a face? Because the Supreme Court had put restrictions on him, which is why he couldn't be Chief Minister. So if those restrictions continue to exist, how will he be a face? And if those restrictions have been removed, can you enlighten us how? Last but not the least, even with the BJP, and I'll end here. You see, today we saw the Prime Minister. Prime Minister knows that this is, as Prime Minister, his last chance. See, I first, let me concede, he's the tallest leader in the country and the tallest politician. However, you see, 2024 was fought, Lok Sabha was fought on the Honorable Prime Minister's name. They didn't get a majority. Maharashtra, the Prime Minister was not put in the front, and Haryana, he was not put in the front, and the BJP did very well. In Jharkhand, it was fought under the Prime Minister as the leading face, and it didn't win Jharkhand. So Bihar will be Nitish ji. It is Delhi where the Prime Minister will have to prove himself. So this is just high stakes for the Prime Minister. But I'm telling you this, and note, Swati, it is a fight between Delhi between BJP and Congress. The Aam Aadmi Party may get a few seats and they may have to support Congress if the Congress does not touch a majority.
Well, the big guns need to hit the streets right now and begin their intense political campaigning. If it is a fight actually between the BJP and the Congress, it needs to be, like I said, the optics also need to...
on the streets.
It also needs to look like that. All right. Let me quickly take a rebuttal from Akshay Marathe. Aren't the people of the national capital being misled? Because Atishi, who's currently the chief minister of the national capital, is being projected as a temporary CM, and Arvind Kejriwal is being projected as a forever chief minister. But like Tehseen Poonawalla said, the bail has come with some conditions as well in the ED case, that he shall not visit the office of the CM or the Delhi Secretariat, that he shall be bound by the statement made on his behalf that he will not sign officials' file unless necessary for obtaining clearance or approval from the LG. So given these restrictions, how are you projecting him as the chief minister, and how is that the Aam Aadmi Party going to actually stick by the commitment?
Swati ji, I would request you to quote which law in the Indian article in the Indian Constitution, or which law passed by the Indian Parliament says that Arvind Kejriwal ji is not eligible to become Chief Minister of Delhi again. There is no legal prohibition against him becoming Chief Minister. The Supreme Court's guidelines were about a particular bail matter. That bail matter is also being heard continuously in the courts. We will sort that out. Don't worry about it. The people of Delhi, if they vote for Arvind Kejriwal back to power, he will be the Chief Minister of Delhi, and nobody will be able to stop him. I can assure the people of Delhi this. Now let me come to the two questions I was asked. One by
talking about post that. I'm talking about post that. First, you have to wait for the mandate of the people.
Exactly.
That will decide. The mandate of the people will decide who forms government, who becomes the chief minister. And nobody is saying he cannot contest elections or cannot become the chief minister. We're talking about the bail conditions which do not allow him to enter the secretariat.
Madam, we are humbly asking for the mandate from the people of Delhi. We are not jumping the gun. We are only going to the people of Delhi and saying, if you believe that Arvind Kejriwal should be your chief minister, vote for us. What's wrong with that? Now, let me answer two questions. Tehseen ji, who spoke before me, said that the fight is between Congress and the BJP. But he went on and rattled off 5 questions, all aimed at the Aam Aadmi Party. So there is some kind of confusion that he might be going through right now that people are also able to see. Smita ji said that Aam Aadmi Party is offering all these welfare measures, but where is the budget coming from? I want to ask Smita ji also to check with her reporters. Delhi is the only state in India which does not have a revenue deficit like all other states. Delhi is the only state in India which actually has the lowest.
Two people are contesting that. Two people are contesting. Since you took Smita's name, I'll go to her for a rebuttal. And then
I also want 10 seconds.
No, Smita. Since her name has been taken, allow her. Go.
Has the Aam Aadmi Party not sought to borrow 10,000 crores from the National Small Savings Fund?
Smita ji, taking loans is not considered a bad thing.
So what is that? It's only because it's on deficit, right?
No, that's not how it works. Let me explain this to you. There is something called a revenue deficit, and there is something called taking loans for capital projects. Taking loans for capital projects is a good thing. Every government in the world takes loans for capital.
It's not for capital projects. You're taking it for freebies.
It is for capital projects.
It's not. It's for freebies that you're taking.
Madam, listen to me. Delhi is the only state which does not have a revenue deficit. I am stating it on record.
You are taking all these grants and loans for freebies, isn't it? Chalega. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. This is something that's going to become a trend in all states. It's not something that you're doing which is new. It's something that every state is going to do now. This is what is going to be.
Delhi has been giving free power, free water, free education, free healthcare for 10 years, but we don't have a revenue deficit. It is because we are an educated party.
Okay.
We are not an uneducated party.
Allow me to go to our other guests as well. Ravi Srivastava, today the Prime Minister said that the Aam Aadmi Party is blocking the schemes of the centre and specifically naming the Ayushman Bharat scheme. I know you will come up with a counter saying things about the Ayushman scheme, but before that, let me just quickly tell you what the Delhi High Court said. The Delhi High Court also criticized the AAP government for rejecting central grants which could have benefited Delhi residents, and to quote what the court said, you may have a difference of opinion, but in this case you are refusing aid, you have no money actually, are refusing 5 lakh for the citizens. The court was shocked. Ravi Srivastava.
Swati, first of all, the respected decision or order or observation made by the High Court, nothing wrong in it, but the fact is that what Arvind Kejriwal is going to announce that Sanjeevani Yojana, which is for 70 years plus old people, irrespective of their income measures, they will be getting the free treatment in Delhi hospitals. And as far as the Mohalla clinic is concerned, tests are concerned, I think healthcare is the major focus of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Then you will have to reply to the allegations of Ghotala in the Mohalla clinic model as well.
See, such things are done by the central
tests
government.
Being prescribed to ghost patients, 65,000 of them.
They have made Delhi government to run with the hands and the legs tied by that ordinance. There no bureaucrat supporting it.
Okay.
And as such, via LG, they are going to harass the entire government. I ask you only one question. You show me one politician in this country who stands up on the floor and says, you vote me if I have worked for you, otherwise don't vote for me. I mean, that's the confidence the man has. The 50%, if any government discharges 50% of its promises, I feel that they have done a wonder. This is how the app has worked in the last 10 years.
Sanju Verma, respond to that.
Thank you. You know, Swati, first and foremost, your audience needs to know this because, you know, you guys respect authenticity and facts. Smita Prakash was absolutely right. And I will just tell you in 20 seconds, while giving out the budgetary documents and the necessary budgetary provisions, the Aam Aadmi Party is in record saying that for financial year 2024-2025, the Delhi government's revenue expenditure is 63,910 crores, 63910, whereas the revenue receipt stood at 62,415 crores, 62415, leading to a deficit of 1,495 crore, 1,495 crore deficit. It is on record. Akshay Marathe, stop peddling trash on national television.
Okay.
और इकोनॉमी की जानकारी ना हो तो प्लीज यहाँ बैठकर इकोनॉमी पर भाषण देना बंद करिए.
Okay, very quickly, I want to go across to Dr. Sumansi Raman. Dr. Sumansi Raman, it's a proven fact now that in the Lok Sabha elections, the BJP won all the 7 seats, but in the Delhi elections, at least from the last 2 elections, people have been voting for the Aam Aadmi Party. Will it be difficult this time around? Do you see a neck-to-neck fight, or do you see an edge for the AAP?
Look, logically, 3 months ago, definitely it did appear that AAP would have the edge. Now, I think what is making things difficult for the Aam Aadmi Party is the revival of the Congress. If the Congress had remained a 3%, 4%, 5% party, then it is quite likely with their core base intact, the Aam Aadmi Party might have come through. What is making this a difficult election to call is because of the revival of the Congress, which by all accounts is starting to reclaim some of the space that they had lost following the demise of Mrs. Sheila Dikshit. So what's happening on the ground is apparently that the vote of the minorities in particular, which the Aam Aadmi Party has been counting on in at least in the last 2 elections, may not necessarily transfer en masse to them. Okay. And if that gets split between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, then it helps the BJP. So that is really the key. Are we going to see tactical voting in constituencies where candidates from the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress do not actually spoil each other's chances. Now that is something that remains to be seen, but there is potential certainly for some kind of informal understanding in some seats where at the end of the day they're all partners in the India alliance. If push comes to shove and closer to the election they find that things are not going their way, there could be some kind of an understanding, at least at the local level in some seats, to try and keep the BJP out. But
is there going to be you're saying there is going to be an understanding, which is very interesting, because the Aam Aadmi Party gave an ultimatum, sir.
The point that I found very amusing. No, one second. The point I found really amusing was where the Prime Minister spoke about the sheeshmahal. I mean, that really to me was quite strange. I mean, it probably, everyone knows that the house that he is building for the Prime Minister to occupy runs into thousands of crores. Everyone knows that that is going to be a government accommodation for the Prime Minister. Everyone knows that so-called sheeshmahal.
Okay, Sanju Verma will respond to that, but very quickly, Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you. Dr. Suman Siraman believes there could be some understanding. Now, here we're talking about Aam Aadmi Party, which has given the Congress an ultimatum. They said, 24 ghante ke andar either you apologize and take action, or we'll talk to others and ensure your ouster from INDI.
That was last year. A year has gone by, nothing's happened. And as I said on your show, Swati, take that ultimatum and flush it down the sheeshmahal 15 lakh kamor and don't scare the Congress. I just want to, I agree with Smita ji and Sanju ji on the numbers, because we have a very intelligent panel of intelligent women. Let me just, please fact check me, Akshay, Google viewers. Delhi was always in revenue surplus, always, since the first assembly. This is because a lot of the Delhi expenses, for example, the police is borne by the union government. So at the time of Sheila ji, it was 30,000 crores surplus, which 30,000 crores at that rate. Under Arvind Kejriwal ji came down 19,000, 14,000 crores. And as Sanju rightly pointed out, and you showed, it's now 1,400 crores deficit. So no, they've gone from a 30,000 crores surplus when Sheila ji was there to a 1,400 crore deficit. Now, I don't like this business of attacking politicians in the houses stay, because it's clearly the Prime Minister's house is temporary. The next Prime Minister will stay there. The Chief Minister's house is temporary. If not Arvind Kejriwal, Sandeep Dixit will stay there. That's not the issue. The issue out here is very simple.
That's very interesting. So if not Arvind Kejriwal, then Sandeep Dixit will stay. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Atishi ji herself said
but
she's
you said the fight is between the Congress and the BJP.
Arvind Kejriwal is exited Chief Minister. Atishi is outgoing Chief Minister. Incoming Chief Minister is the Congress Chief Minister. The point is, when Sheila ji was alive, the same Arvind ji used to send RTIs on how many ACs are in her bathroom. Was that Sheila ji's personal ACs? Was that her ACs? You see, the circles now, it's come a full circle now. 180 degrees it's come. It's 360 degrees it's come now. And this 180 degree turn by the Aam Aadmi Party to this 360 degree circle is the geometry that confusing the Delhi people.
Too many numbers you're putting out. Smita, then Sanju. Smita.
But the circus is not over, Tehseen. That's just it. It's just about started, and it's so awkward that today Arvind Kejriwal was sitting there and saying that the BJP doesn't have a chief minister face, while nobody knows who's the chief minister face, because right next to him was Atishi, who's just a placeholder for chief minister. It's so insulting to sit out there and feel that he's positioning himself as chief minister. It was awkward. I mean, I felt, at least for Atishi, it was awkward. As far as the Congress is concerned, it's quite interesting, Swati, to see this rejuvenated Congress that after being 20 years in the oblivion, they are coming back to fight by having Sandeep Dixit in front. Again, it's the legacy of Sheila Dixit. So while everybody, whether it's the AAP or the BJP, blame AAP and the Congress blame the BJP for not having a face, the fact is that even the Congress, the only face they have is son of Sheila Dixit. They haven't managed to bring anybody else in the past 20 years, nor do they have any track record other than Sheila Dikshit, which was 20 years ago. And the BJP, of course, getting into the game late with the tried and tested Modi ji.
But I think Sanju Verma will tell you that, in every election, they follow the same pattern. They contest the election with the Prime Minister campaigns for the party, and then they choose somebody and spring a surprise. Sanju Verma, do respond to the criticism that the BJP, or rather, like he said, the Prime Minister is spending money on his house, Arvind Kejriwal spending money on sheeshmahal. It is going to be the official residence of the future Prime Ministers and Chief Ministers.
Swati, I'm going to speak what I will need to say, and I will not have Tehseen or Sumansi Raman put a gun to my head and respond to frivolous allegations. But I will just say this, Swati. I think the biggest problem with Arvind Kejriwal is that he just cannot be a functional leader. He had a problem with Anil Baijal, the LG. He had a problem with Najib Jung, the LG. He has a problem with the current LG VK Saxena. Whereas if you remember, be it Sahib Singh Verma, be it Madan Lal Khurana, be it Sushma Swaraj, when they were chief ministers, the lieutenant governor was always from the other party, specifically speaking the Congress. But be it Madan Lal Khurana, Sahib Singh Verma, Sushma Swaraj, कभी इन्हें दूसरी पार्टी के एलजी के साथ काम करने में दिक्कत नहीं हुई. So the point that I'm trying to make is Kejriwal is not a team player. He does not lead. He only plays the victim card. Rona dhona.
On a lighter note, that's what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying, Sanju Verma, that you have a tacit understanding with the Congress to defeat the Aam Aadmi Party.
Can I just finish, Swati? Today you're not even giving me time to finish what I'm trying to say.
Okay, finish.
Thank you. The second and most important point, and I think this your audience needs to know, 76,000 crore annual budget outlay of Delhi. Asha Kiran, which comes under the aegis of Aam Aadmi Party, 28 women died due to starvation and poor hygiene. 96,000 crore is the last 10-year education budget as per Manish Sisodia, and 537 schools in Delhi either don't have a principal or don't have a vice principal, और आप यहाँ पर बैठकर केजरीवाल मॉडल पर तालियां बजाते हैं.
A quick rebuttal from Akshay Marathe. Akshay Marathe, please respond that every time the Aam Aadmi Party is not able to fulfill promise or finds itself in troubled waters, the onus is put on the LG or the blame is put on the centre.
Swati ji, thankfully for the Aam Aadmi Party, the 25 lakh children who have graduated out of Delhi's government schools are today, some of them are voters of Delhi, so they will know what is the reality and what is not the reality. The crores of people who have gone to Delhi's government hospitals and mohalla clinics to take free treatment, free medicines, free tests, they know what is the reality and what the BJP is saying is true or false. Now, throughout this debate, Swati ji, I set the context. I said, we will tell you what we will do for Delhi, BJP and Congress will abuse us. That's exactly what has happened throughout this debate as well. What is the BJP going to do for Delhi?
No, that's very interesting. If somebody asks, if in case questions are being asked on the promises that you've made and if they are unfulfilled, it does not mean that they are abusing you or it's not gali galoj ki politics. But, whether whoever wins the people's mandate, will they be an Ashirwad for the people of Delhi or Apada that only time will tell and only the people of the national capital are going to decide. Thank you very much, Sanju Verma, Smita and gentlemen, for joining us.